extremely well located, great airport, a lot going on. But I'll let the lady who heads the CVB there, one of our dear friends, she's on our executive committee, and the president and CEO of the Philadelphia CVB, Julie Coker-Graham. Julie, come on up here, please.
Thank you. Good morning. Thank you, Roger, and thank you for this opportunity. It's always great to wake up first thing in the morning and talk to my 200 of my closest friends about Philadelphia. So thanks so much for being here this morning. On behalf of the Philadelphia Convention and Visitors Bureau, we are thrilled to have you join us today, and we'd like to provide you with a brief update on all the exciting things that are happening. Today, not only are you going to hear from me about how great Philadelphia is, but you're also going to hear from our Philadelphia International Airport, and you're also going to hear about our newest hotel product that will be entering our market by the Marriott. Leave here today, we want you to be rethinking your next trip to the U.S., and we think your readers will thank you. I'm going to let you into a little secret. The Philadelphia you know is so much more. Philadelphia loves oil paintings, famous declarations, alfresco dining, and opera. We also think there's no better delicacy than meat combined with melted cheese on a roll. We think that we have a little something for everyone. So here's the thing. We're not New York, we're not DC. However, the best thing is that we are conveniently located right in the middle of them. Philadelphia is just a short 90 minutes by train, as Roger mentioned, and we're just 2 hours from DC. What we'd like you to think about is that we're convenient home base, and from our city, you're able to do day trips to other Northeast destinations. One of the things we'd like to talk about, and you'll hear a little bit later about, is the airport has some of the shortest custom wait times on the East Coast, even though we are a large hub for British Airways and American Airlines. And you'll also hear in a few minutes about our new carriers such as Aer Lingus that offer pre-clearance through Dublin. Getting to Philadelphia really has never been easier. Today we're going to show you why Philadelphia should be on the list for every one of the travelers. As you know, obviously we have history. Philadelphia is the birthplace of America, and we were designated the first World Heritage City in the US. We also have art, we've got old stuff, we've got new stuff, we've got a little weird stuff too. And everyone's trip to Philadelphia has to include good eats, food that is. You can have sandwiches, you can have stir fry, you can have brobois. We have some of the finest of fine dining to the comfiest of comfort foods. And of course, my favorite, then there's shopping. Trust me when I tell you, you will go home with more than you came with. Clothes and shoes are tax-free in Philadelphia. But then there's also so much more. Opera, quirky museums, miles of parks and open spaces, never-ending nightlife, and of course, championship sports teams. To help you explore the city, we have developed a new guide with 4 themed ways to see Philadelphia. Today, I'm just going to walk you through quickly 2 of those. We thought we'd talk about the Philadelphia you know, and then also the Philadelphia that you don't know, but should know. Up first, the Philadelphia you know, or at least we think you should know. This is the traveler who comes to Philadelphia to actually see Philadelphia. And since our founding, we've always been fond of giving people what they want. So in this itinerary, you'll start with, of course, the Liberty Bell, Independence Hall, and the multiple museums dedicated to what we think is a great exploration of the Constitution, American Revolution, and a look at how African Americans contributed to the founding of the US. Then we think you should head over to City Hall, which is an architectural gem, which is right in the heart of downtown Philadelphia. From there, you'll just be steps away from Love Park, which is probably our #1 selfie spot. On day 2, we want you to go into our neighborhoods. We want you to explore our city's immigrants' history that we celebrate in places like South Philly, the Italian market that's there, which is home to more than just Italians today. Italian cheese shops sit next door to American tortilla stalls. Vietnamese pro shops. This is open air street market, has vendors selling everything from hand-pulled mozzarella to locally grown vegetables. And this is a neighborhood. Of course, when you're in South Philly, you have to try that melted cheese and meat sandwich, which we refer to as a cheesesteak. And of course, it's the cheesesteak mecca. You have to stop by Pat and Gino's. From there, we suggest that you get one of each. Yes, you'll need to run afterwards. However, you pick your favorite and of course debate, as we do in Philadelphia all the time, which one you like the best. On day 3, we think you get a little culture. You head to the famed Benjamin Franklin Parkway, which actually turns 100 years old this year. And it was host to a little celebration back in February when our Eagles won the championship football game. While you're on the Parkway, we want you to explore the Philadelphia Museum of Art, which contains the largest collection of Duchamp's work outside of Europe. We also think to get there, you should follow the Rocky Steps. And FYI, there are 72 of them. Then we suggest that you head over to the Rodin Museum and revel in one of the largest collections of Auguste Rodin's work outside of Paris. And we also think it's a great place to just sit and think. I know, it's corny, but we wrote it. Then we suggest that you head to Chinatown. It is 6 blocks of authentic dining that, similar to the Italian market, connects Philadelphia to our vibrant immigrant communities. And it stands as a welcome for all. Now to the Philadelphia you don't know. As you just saw, obviously we have lots of tradition, although we're not a traditional city, and we think that you have to travel off of those beaten cobblestone pathways to really learn what's different about Philadelphia, that experiential Philadelphia. On day 1, gardens and green spaces abound, included in the Shofuso house. This beautiful Japanese tea house is located in Fairmount Park, which is one of the largest urban spaces in the country, and it contains over 9,200 acres of trails, woodlands, and wetlands. Then we think you should head over to the Pennsylvania Academy of Fine Arts. It's our country's first and oldest art museum and art school. Today, PAFA is still training some of the country's premier artists. Former students include American painter Mary Cassatt, sculptor Alex Calder, and filmmaker David Lynch. We also know that students are there, and often their works are sold, and we know that they will go on to be classics. Then we think you should head to South Philadelphia to experience Philadelphia Magic Gardens, where you'll bask in the reflections of Philadelphia's live mosaic as you see her in the picture. It's half indoor, it's half outdoor, and it's completely out of the ordinary. Then, of course, what's a trip to Philadelphia without the mummers? What is a mummer? This is a mummer. It is our New Year's Day tradition. Some are hungover, some are not, but it's still our New Year's Day tradition. This annual parade is always held on New Year's Day, and it also has a wonderfully weird museum so you can learn more about the costumes that they're wearing, the music, and this event is 117 years old. It is actually the oldest folk festival in the US. On day 2, we think you should head to West Philadelphia. West Philadelphia is also known to the University City as it's home to our 3 institutions of higher learning, of course, the world-renowned University of Pennsylvania. But here you can also visit the Penn Museum of Archaeology and Anthropology, home to one of the most amazing collections of archaeological finds, with nearly 1 million historical objects on display. Then we think you should head over to the Mütter Museum. Not Mummer, that was yesterday in the parade. Actually, the Mütter collection of medical mysteries, and heads up, you can examine over 139 human skulls. There's something for everyone in Philadelphia. From there, we suggest that you head over to feed your creepy side with a visit to East State Penitentiary, Philadelphia's famed prison that once housed Al Capone. There are tours year-round, but if you'd like to come during Halloween, it's one of the scariest haunted houses in the US. After your prison visit, we'll do a little religion. Head over to Christ Church and visit the grave of some of Philadelphia's favorite sons and daughters, and actually Benjamin Franklin is there. Quick tip, if you throw a penny on the grave, you'll have good luck. And then to relax and take in the scenery, we suggest you visit one of our beer gardens that is on tap to some of our local craft beers, and just a beautiful setting. Here you have Spruce Street Harbor Park, and it's along the Delaware River. And on day 3, we're gonna send you off to the races. Simeon Automotive Museum is one of the world's greatest collections of racing sports cars. The collection contains over 65 historically significant cars, including Ferraris and Alfa Romeos and Bentleys. Definitely one for everyone. Just don't try and take it home. There isn't a complete trip to Philadelphia without taking in one of our sporting events. Some say our fans are intense. We like to refer to ourselves as passionate. We have everything from hockey, basketball, football, both kinds. And of course, we did win the Super Bowl. So that's just a taste of what Philadelphia has to offer. On your way out, we have our international guides that we'd like you to take and look at all of the different ways to explore Philadelphia and all of the exciting things that happen. We have everything from dining, shopping, arts and culture, and more importantly, just wonderful Philadelphians that are looking to welcome all of your readers to the United States. And with that, I'd like to bring up Joe Messina from the Philadelphia International Airport, and he's going to talk to you about some of the amazing improvements that are happening at our airport that will be sure to enhance the guest experience as they enter Philadelphia for the first time. With that, Joe.
Thank you, Julie. For those of you that don't know, the Philadelphia International Airport is owned and operated by the City of Philadelphia. So on behalf of our Mayor, Jim Kenney, and the Chief Executive Officer of the airport, Shelley Cameron, I'd like to thank all of you for taking the time today to let me tell you a little bit about our airport. By way of full disclosure, I am a Philadelphian, born and raised in Philadelphia. I do eat cheesesteaks, and when I was much younger, I was a mummer. I'm going to start out today with some facts and figures on the airport. I'm going to move on to the new service that we have at the airport, and then I'm going to finish up with some exciting new amenities that we have developed at the airport. Philadelphia International has about 2.6 thousand acres of space, 7 terminals, 3,200 square feet of usable space, 20,000 badged employees. That's the people that work at the airport. We have 4 runways. One of our 4 runways is the 4th longest runway on the East Coast. So we can take any equipment, and some of you may have heard there was a recent incident with Southwest Airlines. We needed to use all that runway for that pilot to land that plane, which was fortunately worked out for almost everyone. We have 126 gates. We are the 19th busiest airport in terms of passengers in 2017. And as I told you, with the 20,000 badged employees, we have 81,000 daily employees. So what that means is over 100,000 people go through the airport each and every day. And as we like to say, that would fill Citizens Bank Park and Lincoln Financial Field on each day. We have over 1,000 daily flights. We'll talk a little bit about that in a moment. And as you can see, we had a slight decrease in passengers and operations last year. But I'm pleased to report for the first 2 quarters of 2018, we have the 3rd most traffic in the United States, and we have a 9% increase in passenger seats year over year. So we've taken that decrease and blown by it, which is making us really, really excited for the future. We serve 132 markets. I'll show you a little bit more about that in the next slide. Facts and figures, we have 62% origination and destination traffic, 73% domestic, 27% international, 60% leisure traffic, 40% business traffic. No self-respecting airport presentation would be complete without a spider map. This is our spider map for our international destinations. As you can see, we have 132 total destinations on a daily basis, 540 nonstop departures. Now, as I said, we've been on the move. We had 496 daily departures in December of 2017. Now we have 540 in the second quarter of this year. 61,000, in excess of 61,000 seats available. This is perhaps the most exciting slide for us at the airport. This is our new service for 2018. I'll start with Frontier Airlines, adding all of that service. We are now the 4th largest hub for Frontier Airlines. That is great news for our customers and the citizens of Philadelphia. Why? Because Frontier Airlines is an ultra-low-cost carrier. It drives the price of the seats down, so it helps our local market in making it affordable. Aer Lingus started service to Dublin. The good news about Aer Lingus is they do have pre-clearance. That's an important thing for people coming over. So we're very, very excited about the Aer Lingus service, and they have already made that daily service. Icelandair, which started last year, was operating 6 months for the year. They've already announced they're going to operate for 9 months. And having been there, I can tell you really don't want to go to Iceland in the winter anyway. American Airlines is our hub carrier. American Airlines has started new international service to 4 locations. Zurich, Switzerland. Just last week, we started Prague and Budapest. And in July 5th, we will start service to Mexico City, Mexico. The other service is connecting service, mostly from locations in the United States. So we're very, very excited about all of that new service. Philadelphia also is starting to develop some cargo facilities. We recently acquired 135 acres right next to the airport. It's going to have connectivity to the taxiways when we get it finished. This acquisition increased the acreage of the airport by 5%, which I'm sure all of you realize is a tremendous undertaking for the airport. We believe we can develop over 2 million square feet of cargo space, which gives us on a par with all the other East Coast cargo sites. So I'm telling you right now, East Coast, watch out for Philadelphia. We're coming with respect to cargo. We have a lot of design and construction going on. What I always say to people is if you go to an airport, and you don't see construction, you don't see bulldozers, you don't see cranes, there's a problem with that airport. So we are doing a lot of projects, both in the terminal and on the airfield. And we're very excited about that. And we fortunately are able to sequence them so there is very, very little impact to the operations of the airfield or the passengers traveling through the terminals. With respect to economic development, Philadelphia International is a major player in the economics of our catchment area. We have very, very close ties with multiple states, Maryland, New Jersey, Delaware, and of course Pennsylvania. We have a total economic impact of $15.4 billion on a yearly basis. Julie mentioned our custom and border protection wait times. We have the lowest custom and border protection wait times on the East Coast. That does not mean you will get through customs in 12 minutes. What it means is that is the average per passenger. We do have 24 automated kiosks, which helps. And in addition, we are part of the Customs and Border Protection 559 reimbursable services program. For those of you that don't know what that means, we have the ability to ask Customs and Border Protection to stay with overtime so they don't close off any lanes. The only little wrinkle is we have to pay for it. We have really done tremendous renovations and increased our amenities at Philadelphia International. The first slide, which is on your left, is an upgraded gate area. All of Terminal B has these upgraded gates. So when you go in to wait for your plane, you're not going to sit in a little gray seat with 2 metal arms. You're going to sit in a beautiful amenity that has an iPad and charging stations at every single seat. You can check your emails, you can play a game, or you could order food and have it delivered directly to you while you're waiting for the plane, because I know a lot of people are worried about missing their boarding. We've opened up some tremendous restaurants in Terminal B. Julie said Philadelphia loves good eats, and we do. Independence Prime is a top-notch steakhouse, and we are very excited to get them in the airport. Very, very few airports can say that they have top-notch restaurants. Baba Bar is another restaurant that recently opened. What we've done is we have, through our partnership with OTG, and Marketplace, we have gotten very, very famous Philadelphia chefs, 2 Beard Award winners that have helped and developed these concepts, and they have been very, very well received thus far. The Terminal B restaurant renovation will be complete in August of this year, so it's about 2/3 complete right now. We've opened some new stores. We've opened a Spanx store, which I understand from the ladies is very, very popular. I have not been in it. For the men, a PGA Tour shop. We have 2 different sushi and noodle stores opening, one in Terminal A West and one in our food court. There's a MAC Cosmetics store has opened 2 locations. The reason this is important is this is the only corporate owned and run MAC Cosmetics store in the United States. So that is shows how the MAC Cosmetics people believe that this will be a tremendous success. We have finally gotten our duty-free stores open in Terminal A. That was a very, very long process, but we have brand new amenities there. We opened our second nursing mother station in Terminal F, and we are pleased to provide that amenity for mothers. Also in October, we opened an American Express Centurion Club. There are very few of these in the United States. Our passengers were saying if we don't belong to an airline, we would like to be able to have the usage of a club. If you have an American Express Platinum card, you get in for free. Otherwise, you can pay a daily charge. So we're very, very excited about that. I always end with a snow picture. This is not an Imperial Walker from Star Wars. For those of you that were in a plane when it's being de-iced and you wondered what was going on outside, that's what was going on. Once again, I want to thank all of you for your time, and I'd like to introduce now Ed Baton, who is going to tell you about a tremendous, exciting hotel opportunity here in Philadelphia that is going to open about this time next year. Ed?
Good morning. Thank you, Joe. I'm Ed Baton. I'm the general manager for 2 new hotels opening in Philadelphia next year, the W Philadelphia and the Element Philadelphia. We are extremely excited to bring these hotels to the city. This is going to be an iconic building and part of the Philadelphia skyline. It will be the tallest building in city center Philadelphia once it's complete with 51 stories. And it will house 2 hotels, our Element Hotel, which is inspired by the Westin brand, and our W Hotel, which has become known as a lifestyle brand around the world. This unique building, as I said, will house 2 hotels. First, I'll touch on our Element brand. We started Element about 10 years ago, and it was inspired by our Westin brand, with a focus on being environmentally friendly and minimizing the impact of these hotels on the environment and what we were doing to our footprint around the world. And also a focus on living well. And this hotel features a sky lobby, which will be on the 2nd floor of the building. This is where our arrival experience will begin with the welcome desk for Element. And also one of the key features of this brand is that it offers a complimentary breakfast to our guests each morning. which will also take place here on the second floor, as well as a evening cocktail ritual on a daily basis. Our rooms in the Element feature very clean, simple, classic lines, and keep the focus on what you see there, Philadelphia. We're really excited that all of our rooms here will have an amazing view of the city and also feature a kitchen area in all of the rooms. So these rooms will be perfect for families or anyone traveling to Philadelphia for an extended period. We think there will be a great opportunity for travelers coming to Philadelphia for medical tourism to experience the Element and all of the things that it has to offer. Again, central location in the city, right on the Chestnut Street, just off Broad. So really you can't get any closer to the center of Philadelphia. Earlier, Julie shared a picture of City Hall with us, and we're just around the corner from City Hall. And then we also have our W Hotel. This is really exciting. I've been with W Hotels now for almost 20 years. And when I joined W back in the early 2000s in Chicago, where I used to be competing against Julie in her former life, we were talking about opening a W Hotel in Philadelphia. Well, it's taken us almost 20 years to get there, but finally we have a W coming in Philadelphia, and we couldn't have asked for a more perfect location for this hotel. You've heard about all of the great things that Philadelphia has to offer in terms of food and fashion and shopping, the great history of the city. And those are all things that are passion points for the W brand. And we celebrate in our own unique way, as I'll show you throughout the hotel as we explore a little. But being on Chestnut Street, this hotel is surrounded with world-class restaurants, world-class shopping, and some of the things that maybe people don't normally think about with Philadelphia, in addition to the history that is just footsteps away from where we are. Entering the hotel, you begin to see how we celebrate local culture, where we take what used to be graffiti and turn it into an art as part of our living room design and backdrop for our arrival experience. And then earlier you saw the Muter Museum and the skulls. We've taken that and brought it into the hotel as part of our living room bar. And I'll share a little secret with you. One of these skulls, if you find the right one, will give you access to a secret bar in the hotel that will be a really unique gem for the hotel. We're also really excited to have something that most city hotels do not have, and that's outdoor space. We've created a roof terrace on our 7th floor that will feature a year-round heated outdoor pool, so no matter what the temperature is outside, this pool will always be warm, and it has an amazing pool deck there, as you see, and again, kind of embracing some of the art from the city in the pool itself. And then we also feature this secret garden, which is an outdoor space as well, and really a hidden gem, you know, in such a deeply urban environment surrounded by high-rises and office buildings. You don't find this unique kind of space where you can actually experience the outdoors, enjoy a quiet, tranquil space, and still be right in the city center of Philadelphia. And here's just another view of our pool area from one of the cabanas that will be on the outdoor roof deck, and also a peek inside at our pool bar, which we guarantee will be a pretty exciting place to be. Our W rooms also feature a nod to history and amazing views, as you can see through the windows here. Because we have such a unique site in City Center, Philadelphia, our views are unparalleled with panoramas surrounding the city, and you can see for miles and miles as you look out these windows. And we're really excited to be able to showcase the skyline of Philadelphia, not only being part of it, but also being able to view it from our hotel rooms. And as you look around the rooms, you'll see little touches that nod to the history of the city, whether it's the desk chair and the classic design of that chair, or there's some other elements in the room that will feature prominent aspects of Philadelphia's history and really make your stay at the W an exciting one. And then moving on to the top of the hotel, W has three passion points: music, food, and design. And I think we bring those all together in what we call our Extreme Wow Suite. This will be the 51st floor of the hotel. And not only will it feature amazing views and an outdoor balcony and roof terrace, but you get to see, we have a DJ booth there, a dining table at the end, where we can incorporate those elements into a unique experience right in your own suite, whether you're celebrating with family and friends for party element, or just want to have your own hideaway in Philadelphia. One of the things that we love about Philadelphia, in addition to its amazing history and heritage as one of the birthplaces of democracy, is that it has an extremely rich music legacy. Through the years, you've heard about the symphony and the opera. Many music legends of popular music and R&B have originated in Philadelphia, whether it's Hall & Oates or Patti LaBelle or Gregory Osborne, Grover Washington. I mean, the list goes on. Modern day artists, Lauryn Hill and the Fugees and Jill Scott, all from Philadelphia. So we plan to really celebrate music in a big way with this hotel. And then also part of our Extreme Wow Suite, as you want to relax and indulge at some point, a wonderful, amazing, oversized bed. You see the floating tub there in the middle of the room, for soaking away after all the walking tours of the city. And I think will be a highlight to any experience if you want to elevate your stay in Philadelphia. So we're very excited to bring all of our passion points to life in Philadelphia, celebrating everything that the city is: food, fashion, design, music. The W will be the place to do that. I think we're really thrilled to look at next year. We'll be opening in June of 2019, and look forward to having travelers from around the world, hopefully who've experienced our other hotels, to come check out Philadelphia. So thank you very much. I'd like to invite Julie back to the stage. We have a little raffle for you.
Yes, we do. Thank you so much. So I believe we have a couple of moments for questions. Is that right, Alethea? Does anyone have any questions? We're going to bring you a mic, I believe. Hi, how are you? Hi, how are you? I can hear you, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Julie, you did an excellent job for promotion of Philadelphia, and I've seen your promotion in the precincts. But I was surprised one thing: Philadelphia being the state of independence of America, a history of America is there, it started there. But why you have only 20% foreign tourists? What is the reason for that? Are you able to travel abroad to promote your area, or what is the reason? The second question is to my friend from W Hotels. Why do you want people to hide in Philadelphia? It's a beautiful state. Why can't they go out and see things? Why they hide themselves? These are two my questions.
I didn't follow that.
I missed the tail end of that question. I'm sorry.
I can answer that question. But, yeah.
Sure.
I'll take the W question. We don't want them to hide, actually. We want them to enjoy the city. It's an amazing city that has a lot to offer, which is why people are coming. And I think that what we want is to enhance that experience and elevate it by including W in Philadelphia and embracing our passion points, which really fit well within the city. As I said, the shopping is just footsteps away. The amazing culinary scene that exists with all of the restaurants in Philadelphia with world-class chefs, whether it's Jose Garces, John George is coming to Philadelphia, Vernick restaurants. I mean, just so many great things. There's the cheesesteak, of course, which Philadelphia is known for. And then beyond that, the history of the city and the art of the city are all things that we try to celebrate in a unique way in our hotel and incorporate it into the design of the hotel to enhance what's already there in the city. So as you're visiting Philadelphia, you have to stay somewhere. We'd like to be that place for you to stay, and we think that we've created a great product to enhance the city's experience.
Thank you. Yes.
Regarding the international travel, is it 20%?
I'm sorry, 20%?
International arrivals.
27%.
Why so low? Because the difference between state and the birthplace of the state.
Well, we don't think it's particularly low. There's 31 million passengers, so you're still talking about 7-8 million people coming into Philadelphia. I'm happy when all of you tell everyone about the great things in Philadelphia to have more of them come.
I think the other thing I would add to that is remember that we're one of the busiest corridors for Amtrak in terms of Northeast. So oftentimes visitors will come into either DC or New York, and it's a very easy train or bus ride down to Philadelphia as well. So you also have Amtrak that complements the work that the airport does. Thank you.
From California. Question for Ed. You said that Element is environmentally friendly. What are you doing to make it environmentally friendly?
Since the inception of the Element brand, we've focused a lot on everything from the materials that are used in the construction and building of the hotel, to how we operate the hotel and try to be as efficient as possible and encourage our guests to be as eco-friendly as possible. Many of the items that are utilized throughout the hotel are specially designed or have a unique component that makes them more environmentally friendly. And as we continue to evolve this brand, it continues to be a focus on how we can find better ways to do things to have less of an impact on the environment.
We have time for one more question. Yes.
Eoghan, Corry, travel expert in Ireland. Question for Joseph. What was your wish list of international routes that you'd like to see come to Philadelphia that you do not have at the moment? Would you like to see your routes expand outside the One World family, One World Alliance family? And then I want to ask Julie briefly immediately after. The Irish Travel Agents Association are holding their conference in Philadelphia this year. Are there other trade associations you're hoping to work with? And having come back to Denver after 1991, will IPW eventually be coming to Philadelphia after 1981? It's been a long time since you had us. So first to Joseph.
Well, the answer to your questions are yes and yes. And first of all, I'd like to just make a comment about the Irish Travel Agents Association. That's the first time they've ever come to America, so Philadelphia is just thrilled to host them. We are the largest metropolitan area in the United States that's not have service to Asia. We are working incredibly hard. Japan, China, Korea, I don't care which one. I'll take all three, any of the three, but that is our primary focus right now, is service to Asia.
So yes, we're definitely excited that Philadelphia was the first U.S. city to be chosen, and we've got a lot of partners that are going to make sure that the trip in November is going to be well. So in terms of IPW, it's funny you should say that. We have been very interested in bringing IPW to Philadelphia. In 2026, USA will be 250 years old, so we're looking at something around that time. So you should say something to Roger that he should choose Philadelphia as well.